on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, if you don't get your ass out this house. Oh, 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 she on you, she on you. Oh, come on now. Oh, right there, right there. Oh, hey. Oh, he had mad weapons up in the core, so we gotta get them. Why it's nighttime?
What's going on, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in to 8 Connection TV. Subscribe, baby. Also, check out my two new channels, 8 Connection TV 2 and ACTV Games. When you go through those channels, subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell.
Hey, what's going on? The challenge invasion is here. Season 29, and I'm excited. Are you excited? We all know I do the reviews for MTV's The Challenge. All of the challenges from Free Agents to Bloodlines to Invasion now. I'm always here for when MTV actually gives us something worth watching on MTV. You know, minus the music awards. And, you know, minus Real World, because that seems to be what it's about. Yeah, MTV is the challenges, Real World, the awards. Oh, wait, no. And now, Are You the One? I'm in freaking love with Are You the One? That's just my show. So let's talk about the cast of this particular season. We have Amanda, who's an underdog. Anika from this past season's Real World, who's an underdog. Anthony, underdog. Ashley K, she's a champ. Don't really remember her too much, but whatever. Let's see. Ashley M, underdog. Definitely loved Ashley. She beasted with Corey. Definitely cool. And Rivals, right? Bananas, champ. Everybody either loves or hate the guy. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do anything else but respect him if you can appreciate a human being's hustle and grind, because he has a clothing line now. He bought a house with Sarah's money. So, I mean, you can respect that he's actually doing things for himself, because that's definitely who he looks out for, himself. But I was like, okay, this is going to be amazing. We're not going to have to worry about any champs getting in the way. We're not going to have to worry about any vets thinking that they're God's gift. We're not going to have to worry about any of this crap. But unfortunately, we have to worry about this. I honestly feel like this particular episode was leading me into a great season of drama without having to bring the champs. Without having to bring Bananas. But whatever, we have to deal with him, right? We have to deal with him. We got Bruno, who's an underdog, and his story is just completely heart-wrenching, compelling, and I hope that he can make it through. CT, who's a champ. Everybody loves CT. You know, even when he beat that boy up, I still was loving CT. CT doesn't come across as egotistical as Bananas does. You know what I'm saying? And he has a heart of gold, but he's definitely a brute force to be reckoned with, not to be reckoned with. You know, so everybody can appreciate and respect CT. You can be a good guy and still be a hard ass. I'm just saying, you know, talking to apples. Camilla, the Camillinator, she's a champ. She's crazy. Everybody loves her wild side. We can deal with her in another challenge, I guess. I just hope she doesn't get drunk, and I hope she doesn't get in her feelings about people talking about her, or, you know, losing a challenge, whatever. I just hope she doesn't get in her fucking feelings. Cara Maria, I mean, we know what she did to win, and I like Cara Maria though, I do. Corey, he's an underdog, one of the most attractive men to come across any of the seasons of anything regarding MTV. Just a cool dude. He seems to be a cool ass dude. Dario, underdog. Where is his twin? Why doesn't his twin Fario come back? Whatever the man, I don't know his name. I forget. Why doesn't he come back? Darrell. Like, champ, awesome guy. Like, he's been gone for a while now. Body looks crazy. Has a family, beautiful wife, doing his thing. Definitely cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hate on Darrell. Hunter, underdog. Jenna, underdog, but a beast. A beast. Okay? In these challenges. I don't even know why they consider her an underdog. She's a beast. Kayla, I like Kayla. I do. I like her a lot. I don't understand why they consider her an underdog either, because she's been through, like, anyways. But Kayla, I like her funky, feisty attitude, and she definitely showed improved this particular first episode. You have LaToya, underdog. I like LaToya and her attitude. Has a house. She lives in the Carolinas. Cool chick. She has a child, aka a dog. I like her. And a couple of people that watch my reviews say, oh, I know her. I went to school with her. She seems like a cool girl. Laurel, she's alright. She's a champ. Marie, damn, they played her. No picture. I mean, she's not on the show anymore. I guess that's why they took her picture out. Nelson is a cool dude. We were supposed to do an interview. Something happened. Not sure. But whatever. He's an underdog. He seems to be going at this particular challenge in a very interesting way. You know what I'm saying? He respects and appreciates the reputation that you can gain from being on the challenge. He respects the people that have come before him, that have paved the way. It's kind of like one of those, I want to be like my parents type thing. Like you drive yourself to be as loyal and as professional and as successful as your parents and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to live up to this legacy, and he calls the whole challenge situation a legacy to live up to. I mean, I get it, and I guess I would only be able to understand it more if I was a part of it. But he definitely feels like he's a part of something, and this brand is important to him. So that's why he would like to win, to go down in history as a winning champ. You know, and I mean, you can respect the game. He's like kind of like football, I guess. Nicole, I love Nicole. I love Nicole. From her season, she's tied up with Tony, Sylvia, Bruno. I loved her in her season. She was a cool chick. She was real. She was authentic. And she definitely knew how to keep a level head in various situations. So I respect Nicole. Shane, underdog. Shane is cute. He's always been cute. I've always liked Shane in a sense of wouldn't mind meeting him. You know what I'm saying? And it's always great to have somebody you can relate to as a fellow gay man. Yeah, now. Sylvia, underdog, Theo, what's going on, Theo? Was supposed to do an interview with Theo as well, but getting interviews done with the MTV people can be very difficult because you got to go through so much. But Theo is a cool dude. I hope to see him be very successful in this. Tony, underdog, really like Tony. It seems like he's definitely changed in this particular one. And then we have Zach. Zach is a champ. Zach doesn't know how to treat the ladies, but whatever. Everybody loves Zach because he's hot, right? So all of our castmates get to go to Thailand. That's a far, long ass plane ride, I'm sure. But they get to go to Thailand. They're on this boat. They get carried to the island, and they have to jump off of the boat to get to the island. And poor Anika, she has this heavy ass bag on her, and I don't know why she is doing it this way, but she has this heavy ass bag on her, and she kind of like tries to like jump, and the bag kind of like flips her over, and she loses her balance, and she falls like crazy, a crazy fall into the water, and she gets soaked. Very funny, hilarious. Theo tries to comfort her on the side, but to no avail. She's still wet as shit. Everybody is walking toward the mansion, or so we think, right? But then they come to the shelter, and the shelter is this rundown, literally in a shack with pallets, wooden pallets, and dirt and grunge and mosquito net beds and shit like that. And this is where they have to sleep. At least this is what they believe that they have to sleep in. And it's very funny because you see everybody expecting this lavish lifestyle, especially Corey. You know, Corey's been here, done that before. And every time they come to the challenge, they always come to this big, beautiful mansion with a great pool. They grab the liquor, they have a good time. But that's not what this situation is all about. It was interesting seeing everybody's monologues. You know, Shane, he talks about he was in love for 11 years, and I don't mean love, but he was in love for 11 years. And all of a sudden, the guy just up and left. And I'm like, people just don't do that. People, there had to have been a reason. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying he was completely blindsided, left in the dark, didn't know what happened, didn't know why it happened. But He just left. The guy just left, and that sucks because as he's explaining this, it seemed like he was ready to like shed some tears. And it's like, although it taught him a crazy lesson about trusting people, he feels that he still should give people the benefit of the doubt and to trust people. Then we move on to Nicole. Nicole has a crazy, insane story because it was either choose her girlfriend that she was potentially going to propose to, or take the challenge. And she opted to break off a relationship to take the challenge. And that's pretty interesting. And I'm really not sure why the said female wanted to break it off with Nicole if she went on the challenge. Don't really understand why. It didn't really make sense. I think in a situation like that, the girlfriend was definitely being selfish. If you've been in a relationship with someone and you literally call them your girlfriend and or boyfriend, you should become at that point a partner, a ride or die type of individual to want to support her through or him through whatever it is that they want to do in life. And her being on a show for a month or a few weeks or whatever, however the length it was going to be, and potentially being able to win both of you money to come back should have been a no freaking brainer. And I don't know about Nicole. I remember Nicole saying she was definitely feisty or whatever, but I don't see Nicole as a girl that just goes off and cheats and cheats and cheats. I could be wrong, but I see her as very level-headed. So I'm not sure why the girlfriend didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really, whatever. It didn't make sense. Bruno's story. Never been on a challenge before. This is his first challenge. Immediately when Bruno came on the scene, it seemed different. He seemed different. He looked like he lost a lot of weight. He looked like he was a little unhealthy. He looked bad. And, you know, come to find out, he was homeless, or he had been homeless, living in his car. And I'm like, that's why he looks like that. Damn. Like, that's crazy to me. And, you know, when I think about Nelson wanting to be a part of a legacy or something like that, you think of coming from a cast of The Real World or The Road Rules or whatever. You're on a cast with a group of individuals. You would think that there would be your friend enough to kind of like be there for you and help you coast through life. I would hope that would be what the real world could potentially be if you're literally going through this once in a lifetime experience with a group of individuals. Once you become a part of this season, you're kind of like branded in this whole family of people that have been on this show, so to speak. And I mean, you see it. People hooking up. Look at Tony. Tony done ran through a couple of chicks from the whole MTV, alma mater. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, damn, for him to have to go through being homeless and then have to see the people that he just came from his season with, I don't know. And then to find out that Corey was the one that actually, talks to him and kind of like befriends him on the beach. But Bruno's like, I don't really want like any sympathy or your help or whatever. You can leave if you want to leave. And Corey's like, no, man, after hearing about what you've been through, like, you need this more than anyone. And damn right, he needs this more than any one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I have to say that I love the little beat intro of the Real World. It was really cool with the elephants, and the beat was really catchy. The editing on point. Who's ever editing this show, awesome job. Let's talk about Tony. His third challenge. Every challenge that he's been on has been really crazy. You seen him on the challenge with his brother. He damn near beat his brother up. You seen him on the challenge, or fought his brother, because his brother had them hands too. You seen him on the last one with Rivals. Literally, him and Camilla could not coexist whatsoever. And so now he comes back, and he seems to have a bit of a level head. He says he's not going to drink anymore. I'm like, wow, what? He has a child from Melissa and a child from Madison. Okay, interesting. He's just fucking left, right, and center. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, once again, this whole MTV family of Real World, Are You the Ones, and whatever else show they've been on under MTV, all know each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's kind of confusing why people would lose touch coming from their cast. Dario. He has a hot twin. He's, semi kind of attractive. He's a real estate agent. Wouldn't have thought. Wouldn't have thought in a million years that would be the position he would opt for. after doing all of this. But he's still living on someone's couch. So I'm not sure of his living situation, but I don't know, it's interesting to say the least. Amanda has a nursing degree. Who really cares? Does anybody remember her? I know. Hunter, a challenge rookie, quit everything for a female. Why? Like, why? Why? He had the opportunity of a lifetime. Kind of like Theo, when Theo got played by his cousin Cassius. But he had the opportunity of a lifetime and he quit everything for a girl. And then that particular relationship didn't work out for him. Now he's trying to, I don't know. Like I've always been in, no, I'm not always been, but I've been in situations where you had to question whether or not you would continue moving forward, with someone because of someone. Like uprooting my life to live with someone in another state. You can't rearrange or change your life for one particular person. You just shouldn't. You can, but you just shouldn't, because you never know how it's going to end up. And if you decide to do something with a particular person, make sure you have a solid concrete plan for yourself and your life. At this point during the show, Corey is tired of everyone complaining about living in the shelter. No one likes the shelter. Everybody's been so used to seeing the mansions and everybody having a party time, a good time or whatever. So people are complaining, okay? Corey brings out the alcohol and he's like, let's have a fun time, let's turn up. Tony's like, I don't really want to turn up. He decides to drink Sprite. I'm so proud of Tony. So proud of Tony, because I'm just like, oh my God, that is amazing. He's actually sticking to his guns. Kayla and Corey. I kind of like envy Kayla because Kayla gets the opportunity to flirt with Corey. Corey is a gamester. Oh my God, this dude got quick game. Quick game. And it only becomes easy because, or it only is easy for him because he's an amazing looking dude. So for him and Kayla, I honestly, I think that's kind of cute. Their gameplay that they was playing, he was like, oh, you know, all the guys say that you're in their top 3. And I'm like, what? No, she's in my top 7, but not my top 3. Like, game crazy. And Kayla's sitting there eating it all the way up. They're a cute little couple, smooching, hooking up and shit in the bushes. I don't know. First of all, I would think to myself that Corey's going to have to wash his John, because I ain't doing nothing with that. The John, and I'm sure the vagina can smell like crap if they're not washed thoroughly washed. So I'm not really sure to the extent of what they did as far as making out. But living in the shelter, no one should be making out with anyone. Straight up. Everybody's partying, having a good time, saying that the vets are not here. We're all on our own. It's going to be us. We don't have to politic. We don't have to do this. Hip, hip, hooray. We get to live and No. Not the case. Not the case, because you got Bananas, you got Laurel, you got Cara Maria, you got CT, you got freaking Ashley, you got Darrell, you got what's his name? Zach. I don't know how I forgot Zach. I mean, but whatever. So TJ Lavin, the ultimate TJ Lavin comes up. Everyone's excited. This is like a ritual now. This is it. We're on season 29. This is hot. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is amazing, right? And TJ Lavin walks up and he explains to the crew. He's like, this challenge is going to be the most difficult challenge in history. He always says that for every challenge is supposed to be more difficult than the one prior. And he goes in to let them know, he's like, I know you guys thought you were going to be in a mansion. I thought thought it was going to be hot or whatever. No, not getting that. Okay, not getting that at all. There is, however, a mansion called the Oasis, but the only way for you to be in that mansion and to secure your spot is to win challenges. So you definitely have to work for what you want. Second thing that I like, and I kind of get a feeling like TJ I think TJ got what the producer was like, look, this is how we need to do it, because I'm tired of this shit being done this way. It's because the rules switched up dramatically, and I'm really liking this so far. Besides the champs coming back into the situation, because I really think they could have went through this whole season without these fucking champs. But, I mean, that's neither here nor over there somewhere. But he says it's every man for himself. There's no pairing, there's no teams. It's every man for themselves. I like that. I like that. It definitely adds for more drama. It gives the freedom of the players to do what they feel like they should do. And it also adds up to, you know, for more backstabbing and shit like that. But that's perfect. Perfect. Every man for himself. The next thing that he said for the people is that only 4 of them will end up in the finals. Out of 18, only 4 will end up for the finals. Another thing that I like about this particular challenge is that when they have to send someone into elimination, they get to see, again, who votes for who and who wants who to go in. The boys gotta vote for the girls gotta vote for the boys. Boy, this shit was crazy. This shit was all the way crazy. So we get to the challenge, right? Let's get to the challenge. We get to the challenge, and I'm telling you, I'm like in awe of what they have to do. They have these tall ass walls that they have to get over, grab a rope, climb over, and help each other up. If they want to help each other up. I'm thinking to myself, isn't that wall like at least like the American Ninja wall where you gotta grab on the rope, you know what I'm saying, and then do it that way? But no, apparently you have to get the assistance from others in order to get on top of this wall. You can't build your own mound. You could, but you'd be doing it forever. So Tony has this bright idea to work with a couple of the girls. He works with Kayla, he works with Jenna, and he wanted to work with Sylvia and Nicole, but for whatever reason they got split up. But problems become on the forefront. Problems come up. And you know, Tony and Nicole are kind of bickering because Tony is like, why are you on the opposing team? Nicole's like, I'm not going to switch. We already started the game. Let's go. They end up helping each other up. My girl Ashley pulls a fast one. She gets on the top. She's the first one up. She gets on the top and she leaves them alone. I'm like, she leaves the rest of the group. That was so crazy and effed up. But it is every man for themselves. This is where things become a little difficult. We see everybody nasty. We see everybody dirty. We see everybody grimy and shit. Some people helping, others aren't. They gotta literally get under this shit to go on the other side. They all jump over the first one. Then they gotta go under. Then they gotta get these heavy ass bell things, these statue heads, up from under these ropes. This is my thing. Bruno. I don't even know the guy. The guy doesn't even know me. We don't care about each other, whatever the case may be. But it's disheartening to see someone who lives in their car, who came on this show in hopes of making their life better, and then they give up. Why the fuck is he giving up? He's like, there's no way that I can do it. There's no way. There's no way. There wasn't like a rule that you couldn't drop your rope to get other ropes off yours to get your shit through. You know what I'm saying? Like, rip all them ropes apart. Rip them all off. If you don't want to go back to living, I can't fathom. I can't fathom living in my car. I can't. That would be insane. Insane. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to even be in that situation and to know that I could potentially get out of this and all I have to do is compete, blood, sweat, tears, and all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get out. There's no way I'm going to have 9, 8, 7 girls beat me from getting a bell off a rope. There's no way. There's no way. And then end up going back to my car. Fuck out of here. So it was like I was watching this shit and I was getting upset because I'm thinking to myself, first of all, we all from the same class. We all from the same railroad. Tony, Sylvia, Nicole, and fucking Bruno. You know what I'm saying? Nicole Beast, she's the first one through. Okay, great. Okay, great, Nicole. You cool. You through. Okay, cool. So she ain't got to worry about shit now. Now we got Tony, we got Sylvia, and we got Bruno. If I'm saying, Bruno saying I need help, I need help. Tony ain't worried about Bruno. Sylvia ain't worried about Bruno. Mind you, Bruno was an ass this particular season. He was a complete ass this particular season. Complete ass. But if I'm sitting here calling him my friend or whatever, we're cool or whatever, and I know his situation, of course they would have had us spoken throughout the years. I'm thinking to myself, you know, y'all coming from the same cast. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all really hate each other? You can't be, because in the beginning, y'all were working together. Everybody was working together, and then they all leave Bruno. But Bruno, there's no way I would have gave up. Bruno gives up. Everybody's yelling at him, mad at him. He's giving up. Nelson almost gave up. And Nelson, you could tell it had nothing to do with muscle strength or whatever, because Nelson's body is a complete 10. You know, he was struggling, but Nelson makes it through. Bruno says, fuck it, I give up. I don't understand this for the life of me. I don't. And everybody's bitching at Bruno, but then Bruno's getting upset. Tony says there's nothing I can say. Once Bruno makes up his mind, that's what it is. He's that way. That's how he is. Okay, we've seen that on the show. We have. We've seen that on the show. We actually seen them come at odds length. We've seen that. Okay, we get it. But you're calling him your friend now. You know of his situation. You want him to be successful. You gotta bring it to him. Bring it to, and let him know, like, what is wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? And at the same, it's not Tony's responsibility, but I definitely felt like Tony should have definitely been here for his dude. You know, if you go through something like this of being homeless or whatever, like, a lot goes through your mind. You could break down mentally, emotionally, break down, and you just want to give up because it feels like you've already given up anyway. So this process doesn't really, it comes as second nature. It's just letting it all, whatever. It's whatever. I'll just go live in my car. You know what I'm saying? You kind of lose hope. But damn, that was fucked up. So Nelson feels some sort of way, and he kind of comes to, you know, Bruno's aid and tries to son Tony. And Tony's like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but watch your tone when you're talking to me. Nelson's like, or what? Or what? Tony is like all the way up here. Nelson's like here in height. You know what I'm saying? But Nelson's not a punk. He doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the whole game, Nelson was helping people coast along. Nelson helped Corey up the wall. So Nelson's being a team player. And all the while, he lasted. So he's being a team player. He challenges Tony. Tony's like, I just want you to hit me so you can go home. Hit me so you can go home. This is not the Bad Girls Club. If you fight, you go home. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nelson's like, I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. This is when this particular season becomes crazy. Mind it, we have Hunter and Marie. Anthony and Marie, they liking each other. They feeling each other, or whatever the case may be. Cool. Nicole's having her meltdown about her girlfriend. Okay, great. Corey and Kayla have established something. Okay, cool. Theo is kind of like not odd man out in this episode, but he's not really feeling how Jenna, Kayla, and Tony are playing the game. Neither is Nelson. The rest of the shelter is not really feeling how Jenna, Kayla, and Tony kind of played as their own separate team, or whatever the case may be. So everybody's having issues with Kayla, and I'm like, looking at this episode, Kayla's hot. Kayla's cool. Kayla's a real down chick. You know what I'm saying? Kayla's about that cop. You know what I'm saying? She's doing what she needs to do. Why are people hating on her? Why are all the girls hating on her? Because she's with Corey? I don't understand. But then we see a sidebar conversation with Ashley and Marie talking about, you know, Kayla is a cop girl. She's a cop. She's competition. I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, I guess. But what else happened for them to really hate on her like that, the way that they're hating on her? I can understand why everyone was against Tony, because Tony kind of like put himself in a bananas type situation. I don't know if you guys gathered that, but I did. Tony ended up becoming bananas in this whole thing. Leaving his friend Bruno to hang himself, you know what I'm saying, high and dry. Thinking that he can run game, run the house. Trying to, you know, raise his chest up, you know, all over the place. He definitely became bananas in that mindset, you know. So the whole house kind of banded against him and was like, let's get him out. This is where things become a bitch for me. You know, mind all the side stories, whatever the case may be. I feel some sort of way about how this situation played out. And once again, it's because of, if I'm from your cast, we should be ride or die. If I'm from your cast, it should be us against them. And that's what Nicole is trying to tell Sylvia. And I don't know what the hell happened between Nicole and Sylvia. I really don't. I remember them being at least cordial on the show. You know, Sylvia had her ways. But I remember them being at least cordial. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I'm just like, where is this coming from? Nicole speaks to Sylvia and she's like, come on, we're from the same cast. We have to have each other's back. You know what I'm saying? And this is the way that it should be. Forget them. It's us against them. We can do this. We can work together. That makes so much sense as to worrying about the entire house. You know what I'm saying? Although it's majority rule votes, If you yourself know you're not good in competitions, and you yourself know that you have a strong alliance with some great competitors, they prove themselves today, why would you go against your friends? Why would you go against your cast? Why would you go against your season? That doesn't make sense for people you just met. That does not make any sense, Sylvia. So Sylvia calls herself to be Tony's friend, and Sylvia is the deciding factor on the male that's going to go up against Bruno of all people. This is where my problem gets a little bit exciting. Because how in the hell are you, Sylvia, gonna put two of your classmates together? How dare you put Tony up against Bruno when you know Bruno is freaking homeless? Why would you do that? That is so fucked up. Like, entirely fucked up. And I couldn't be that person that would do something like that to a castmate of mine. Even all the shit that Sarah and fucking Bananas and all that shit, that would have never happened with me. That would have never happened. Bananas played people 24/7 and he was mad that Sarah played him. That was something that Bananas did 24/7. But for Sylvia, somebody that's just getting on the challenge, to be swindled into putting up her supposed friend up against another castmate, and Tony has to send Bruno home, that was so low. So freaking low. And I was like, wow. I couldn't believe Sylvia did that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, you're cold as shit. These people don't know you, don't give a fuck about you. But you're going to throw away a 2-year friendship just to throw him in. But you're going to throw him in. I can understand. It would make, I could get it if Bruno wasn't against Tony. I could get it. If those wasn't the people. If I wasn't putting my own cast season up against each other, I could get it. But that was fucked up. Fucked up. And Nicole is upset. I get why. Tony is upset. I get why. Tony is sending Bruno home. The worst, bro. The worst. Like, wow. The absolute worst. But then again, if Bruno wanted to fight for it, he would have. And I'm not saying that he, definitely like, oh, okay, I lost, like he did with the rope challenge. But it was like, damn, like, son, you have to go back to the shit that you don't like. Like, you had the opportunity, but what? Kayla. Bow down to Kayla. Every girl on this season hates Kayla, except for Jenna and Nicole. And Kayla talked all that shit and backed every last bit of that shit up, which was amazing to me. They sent her an elimination. She rivaled Marie, gave Marie her fucking ass, and came back to the house and gloated like she should have. The reason why she has the ability to gloat now is because she has an opportunity to get into, she has a golden ticket to get to the Oasis. So all y'all bloody vagina females, y'all period having females, put my girl Kayla in, but she beasted the motherfucking elimination, and she come back and she gonna go her ass off because she gets to go to the house. Oh my God, it was so cool. That's like great, and I'm happy for Tony too. He gets to gloat and come back into the house. He made it clear that Sylvia is on his shit list, which makes sense to me. But don't you feel stupid now, ma? Don't you feel stupid, Sylvia? You feel fucking dumb as shit. Putting your friend up, that it doesn't make sense to me. When I tell you this particular season of the challenge invasion is going to be so good, I'm looking forward to it. There's no way this season is going to suck. Minus the champs coming back, because they really didn't need to come back. We had all this drama without the champs. Honestly, I really just don't. I don't want to see Bananas. Bananas has fucked so many people over that it is just beyond, like, I respect his business mindset because he's definitely making a life for himself, but he's fucked so many people over. And it's like one of those things where you're just like, okay, in order for me to get to this level, I gotta fuck people over. I don't know. What do you guys think of this particular season? What do you think of last night's episode? Leave your comments below. I'm Wesley from A Connection TV. Like, share, comment, subscribe to ACTV Games, and subscribe to A Connection TV too. Doses.